of dreams. I will see you where the ocean meets the sky. Under your toes, the fire grows. You are ready for a different kind of life. Just silent for the wind is cold. You must return to the wild.
Good morning, my name's Stuart. Jane is still surfacing at the moment. It's probably about 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday morning on the 5th of September. I'm quite excited, we're quite excited because we're going on out in Harry for 16 days. We were going to go to Ireland, as I've said before in a few previous videos, but unfortunately due to the quarantine issues where we'd have to quarantine for 14 days, that was not acceptable, so obviously that wasn't going to work out. We were going to do the north at the Atlantic Way rather, in Ireland, and so we'll do that next year. I think there are ways to get into Ireland through the north of Ireland, through the border, etc. But that was more for locals to be able to transition between the two. So we didn't feel that was in the spirit of things, and probably breaking rules, I don't know. But anyway, either way, we've decided we cancelled the ferry, got our money back, which is great, and we've decided to do a little UK tour. So we're going to go on a stop in 5 counties, and I'll show you that route in a bit. So hopefully you can come along. We'll have a series of videos to show you our journey, places we visit, and also how we live in Harry. We spent the last 24 hours getting ready, just packing the van up, so Harry's starting to bulge a bit with all the cupboards. Although having said that, we did say last night there is still space if we wanted to, so we're amazed at how much space you actually can find in Harry, the little nooks and crannies we're still finding 18 months on, to be honest. So we'll show you that. So hopefully you'll enjoy the series and you'll come along with us. If you enjoy the videos, please like, please subscribe, comment, even if it's a negative comment. We're always great to hear from you. You know, we may agree to disagree, but at least it's great to have a dialogue and that. So come along with us and enjoy it. We've decided we're going to go and spend a couple of days at each location, whereas on the NC 500, one of the lessons we learned, we were almost traveling each day and didn't have time to explore the area that we were camping in, so we're just going to slow down a bit. I think the other thing we're doing, and whether this is right or wrong, and everybody will have a different opinion at the moment, is that this time we normally do a mixture of wild camping or free camping, depending how you want to view it, and on sites. This time we're going to go and do all sites. There's been all sorts of press and stuff in social media that sort of made us a bit, you know, not I would say nervous about it, but a bit cautious about it, about wild camping. Now we might be overreacting, so this time we're just going to take the tension away. I've got 16 days off. I don't want to have any of the hassles that way, so we've just booked ourselves on sites and that. Okay, so as I said, we're going to do a what will be a 5 counties tour. So we're going to start off in our home county of Shropshire and head north up to the Peak District, and first of all we'll stay at north of Matlock in a place called Darleydale. So we'll stay there for 2 nights. Then after that we'll then track north again to the north part of the Peak District to a place called Wortley Hall, where we've booked in for another 2 nights for a site. So we'll explore that area. Then after that we're going to track north up into the Yorkshire Dales. So there's a place called Kettlewell that we're going to stay for a couple of nights there. And we're going to go to Stump Cross Caverns, so we've booked a tour of the caverns, so we'll be showing you that. Then after that we'll be tracking onto the east coast across to Whitby. I've never been to Whitby before, and it sounds great. We've managed to get a site right in the not too far from the centre, certainly within walking distance of Whitby, and we're there for the middle weekend for 3 nights. After that we're going to start tracking south, and we're going to end up in Lincolnshire. We haven't booked a site, but we may wild camp. We might go to a site I don't know yet, so we'll be stopping somewhere in Lincolnshire, because we're transitioning towards Norfolk, in the north of Norfolk, where we're going to meet one of our sons and his wife, which would be great because they live in Amsterdam, so they've come across, so we're going to see them for the first time really since Christmas, so which would be fantastic. And then after that, after they've left, we will go and stay in the Norfolk Brickyard, which we have been before. which is by Holcombe Hall, and we'll probably go to Holcombe Hall because I think there's a food festival on the Saturday, so hopefully we're going to go there if we're lucky and that we can get in. So again, we'll show you that, and then on the Sunday, which is on the 16th day, we're going to track all the way back home, back to our home town in Shropshire. So yeah, so we're doing a bit of a triangular route, I guess. So hopefully you'll enjoy it, and we'll show you our journey and share with you how we use Harry as we make our way around those 5 counties. So I'm using Elsan Organic. I've found that on one of the YouTube channels that I follow. So I'm trying that this time. So it's an organic one. So I just put a sort of a capful into there, or just half a capful actually, in that size of cap, and then obviously top the reservoir up. So I'll top that up to about an inch from the top, so it's got a air pressure space at the top of the water for when you're flushing the toilet. So this is just the water for the flush. So like I said, we've been packing Harry up. We've still got space, and I think that's the slight advantage of the high top. As much as you can take just basically more stuff because there's loads of storage at the top here. So we put our food in these 2 cupboards on this side. That's where the bulk of our food goes, and that'll probably keep us going for, in some cases, the whole 16 days. So it'd be interesting to see how much food shopping we actually do when we're out. This top cupboard over the cab itself is massive, goes back a long way, and in fact we found, as I keep discovering space, but there's an area around the right hand corner that it's actually still empty. I can go on this side. So actually there's more space up. There's a big hole in there.
I know.
Not for a rabbit or a dog. So we put our screen in there, but also got some coats and clothes and bits and pieces in there as well. So there's still some space in there, to be honest. On this side, at the moment, this is where I've got my sort of tech stuff. So anything to do with tech, got the old fly swatter, etc. So put stuff there, and then, as I showed you earlier, this is the cupboard where I put my clothes. So that's just my clothes for 2 weeks, and it's all in those packing cubes. So,
for the second time,
the packing of Harry, packing cubes is the way forward. So that way, instead of getting everything out when you want to try and find a piece of clothing, you just get out the bag you want, and you take your t-shirt out, your shorts or whatever that is, and put that back. So packing cubes. To be honest, this is our second lot. The first lot, the zips went, so probably spend a bit more money on the ones, whatever's out there, because I do cheap ones, but the zips don't last. So the aim is to get as much of that as I can in here. I've only got one cupboard. That's the beauty of Harry. Jane doesn't think I can get stuff in here, so this is going to become an Olympic sport, campervan packing. So that's just in case bag, just in case we have a typhoon, or Hurricane Brian, or whoever is next, or whatever it is. That's a medium size cube. This is the biggest cube. It's a bit big for this one, but just in there. Jan's going to be very impressed. She's going to eat her words here. She said I couldn't do it. She might be right. And I got one more to go.
and that's the one.
And that's the one that's just, hold on. There's a bit of space behind there.
You do realise you're going to take these out every day to get dressed as well?
That one. And then the last one. Yeah, but from day one this gets lighter. There we go. Impressed or what? But what will happen is I start to use clothes. We take those clothes out, we put them into bags for washing. Obviously, for a long time, we'd go to the laundry and clean them, but that'll last us the 2 weeks. And we put our old clothes down into this bottom cupboard down here. So that cupboard down there is, we just got very general provisions, but that will get filled up with used clothes basically. Jane puts her clothes here, and on the top here we just use for general stuff. So we've got some towels and cloths there, and we've got the bowls, etc. And up here we tend to put our night gear. This cupboard Jane hates, and we're still trying to work it out. We tend to put our Crocs in here and glasses. We've got these blow up packing things just to stop things rattling, so you blow them up to the size you want. They're quite useful actually, cheap. We've actually got some food in here as well. This time just but what I might do is actually try to move the Crocs over to where my tech is over here and swap over. Maybe it'd be better to put the plates here. So we'll probably have a play about on this trip on that. And then below the kitchen, we've obviously got the cutlery drawers. We've got all our cutlery in. And below the sink, again, it's packed out. We've got a couple of bottles of wine in there, but it's all the cleaning stuff really under there, and cling film and bags and things like that we use. And then below here and here, yeah, there's still a bit of space in there. It's where we put our Crocs pots and pans. There's a bin in there that we bring out, but as I say, there's still space in there. And then finally, below the seat, under here, quite a bit of space just for sort of the fresh food, I guess, more than anything else. And then below the seat here, as you saw, is when I was getting the toilet together, we put the toilet goes in there, the porta loo goes in there. And that's sort of the main storage. I'll show you the fridge, which is down here. So again, that's fairly well stocked up. The top here, we've got the freezer compartment. You can actually take this freezer compartment out if you don't want it and just purely have it all as a fridge, but we put our frozen stuff in there. So quite a bit of stuff. That again lasts us probably 7 to 10 days, I reckon, of food. We tend to make, Jane makes some meals up that we'll have in the first week, through the week. Yeah, obviously you can get bigger fridges, but obviously it's down to the van size, so it's more than adequate for what we want. One thing that can happen on here is that there's a rail here. You can actually have your clothes hanging because these shelves actually pivot down. There's a little latch that you undo, latch under there that you undo here and here. And that hole goes down, so if you wanted to have more of a wardrobe, then you could do that. We have used it before. We went to a wedding, so we wanted to put a suit in there, and that's just for the weekend. So that does give you some flexibility to have that, but we prefer it this way because we can get more storage stuff in. So in the back here, we've got our mattress all rolled up. We have a duvet topper that you've probably seen in previous videos, and Jane's already rolled up the bedding, the sheets, and we have this roll that's actually quite good. It just keeps it tight, and that still allows us to get up on the back seat, and we push this back and we have this as a back cushion, still be able to sit on the back here. We try to keep this area as clean as possible, so we don't have to keep moving stuff around. And again, I think you get that with the advantage of the high top with the storage, whereas possibly a pop top you might be moving, transitioning stuff around the van as you live in that. And then under here, if I just lift this up one notch, we've got some base stuff in there. We've got picnic rugs and haversacks and steps and things like that. I've got all the chairs at the back there. I've got the spare gas that I take. I've got our boots, walking boots here. I've got a porter tent if we need it for loose, if we're wild camping, which we're not going to do so much this time, to be perfectly honest, if at all. And we've got the barbecue, Cadillac barbecue, safari barbecue that we'll pull out, that you'll see that we use. And obviously here, and I still think I might create another shelf here at the top here, because I think there's a wasted shelf. I could still store some stuff here. It's all I've got some tools at the top there, first aid kit, etc. And then I've got all my ramps and my hose pipes, etc. for the water down here. Get off me bloody stuff. Kettle can go under there, because there's more space under there. You don't have to film everything I'm saying. Come on, because I'll have too much footage and I'll have to wait. It'll be better with these toilet rolls. Put this log.